Hey guys, this is Lindsay with a Country Note, and today we are hanging out with the lovely Abby Stevens, and we were actually just discussing our love of rompers. I like that we had that in our brains today.
Yes, I love rompers, honestly. They're not necessarily the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's literally like one outfit, put it on, you're ready to go. They're honestly so stylish too. They're in.
There you go. Well, you're in. Speaking of in, you are doing all sorts of things. So you don't live in Nashville. We were just discussing we're Carolina girls, and you are from North Carolina?
Yes, I'm from Benson, North Carolina. So yeah, it's a very small town, but it's lovely.
Now, what do you do? Because you're what, 14, fit? What is there to do in Benson, North Carolina when you're 14? When you're not doing music, obviously.
There's not a lot. There's 2 Mexican restaurants, so that's a plus.
Chips and salsa?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few hotels, but that's about it. There's not really a lot of places to play necessarily. That's a big reason why we started to come to Nashville. So there would be more opportunities to get my name out.
And how often do you come to Nashville?
About once a month. Yeah.
So when you're at home, obviously you're writing, you're singing, and then you're coming here. And you've been doing it the last 7 years. I mean, since you were a tiny little thing.
Yeah, I started when I was about 7 in music lessons and piano lessons, and my mom decided that she thought that I could be in a singing competition, so she entered me into one, and I ended up getting like first runner up. And like my whole family was like, "That is crazy. Like you got a little future, darling."
Is that how they said it too?
You got a little future, darling. I'm sure it's how all of them said it, but yeah, they always thought that I would see myself, and I always thought that I would see myself as a singer.
So you just had the inkling that you were going to go to Nashville one day and you were going to do the singing thing.
Yes, I remember the first ever competition that I did. The first thing I said the next day was, I don't care that I didn't win because I get to do it again next year. And the first thing that came to my mind was when the lights first hit me, I knew I wanted to be a singer.
And what are your influences? Like, who do you still listen to? Who did you grow up listening to that you thought, if I can take a little piece of that person and a little piece of that person and make my own music from that?
I pretty much grew up listening to all the country artists, just what was hits, and I think I really just connected with all of them, I think, and just singing around the house just wasn't doing it for me, so I had to do more, and I still listen to all the newest hits, and I'm in love with Carrie Underwood and Lauren Elena and Kelsey Ballerini and Mickey Guyton. So.
And you have been out doing shows with some of those, especially the girls, right?
Yeah, a few years ago I got the opportunity to open up for Janet Kramer.
Didn't you do Lauren? You did Lauren too.
And then there was, oh my goodness, I can't think of all the names, but it was absolutely crazy. I got to share, Mickey Guyton, I got to share a dressing room with all of them, which was just absolutely amazing. And it was just really inspiring to walk into the dressing room and they'll just all be there like, "Oh, you are so precious." Like,
do they say it like that?
We're so honored to meet you, and they were very opening and welcome to me, and it was just absolutely amazing, and I'll never forget that.
Did you get any advice about the music business to help you out?
Of course. They were all like, you gotta work very hard, and I know everybody's telling me you gotta work super hard, and just keep going.
So what does that mean? Okay, so when you say work super hard, like in your mind, because it's always interesting to me. Yes, everybody loves to get on stage with a guitar and sing, but music is business, at the end of the day, it's a business. So like, what kind of things are you doing to further your career and get to the next level?
So I'm in a artist development program called PCG, and they set me up with songwriters, like some of the best coaches and everything like that. And I've been really working on my social media, and I have a website, and I have a few music videos out. So really just pushing out content for young and older viewers, anybody who would like to listen to my music, and really, really trying to inspire the younger generation.
Oh my gosh. And Speaking of music videos, you have a song called Front Porch Swing. First of all, I love that title because in the South, it's what we do. Tell us about that video.
So, Front Porch Swing I wrote about 2 years ago, and it's kind of inspired by my great-grandparents. I remember going to their farm and sitting on the front porch swing and kind of thinking about what life could have been back then, watching your family grow up and praying around the table instead of using our phones all the time. I mean, I love the electricity, oh my goodness. I love
It's fine. It's a real word. It's good. You're good.
I love technology. That's what I was trying to say. I love technology, but I really like to go back and see how things were like with a lot less technology. So that's kind of like what the song is about. And the music video is actually crazy because we filmed half of it in Raleigh at a front porch swing, and it was beautiful. And then we actually got the opportunity to film the other half at Joey and Roy's farm, which was so much fun, and it was beautiful, and I got to meet Indiana, and they were just such lovely people, and I got to get ready in one of their farms, and it was just such a cool experience, and seeing the video come back, it was absolutely crazy.
I'm so jealous because I follow their story on Instagram, and I always see pictures of that farm.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
I bet. So when you're in Nashville, what do you like to do when you're not doing the music thing? Do you do like the touristy things, or are you kind of over that? Are you like, no, I'm a pro now?
I've been coming to Nashville for about 3 years now, which is pretty cool. And I think the first year we went to just about every touristy things, but I guess now we do have an apartment down here, so we stay there. But most of the time we'll go see new restaurants. That's a lot of touristy things. Look at picture opportunities. We still have yet to go to Biscuit Love. I'm actually really excited, and I hope we get to go to that. But anyways, restaurants, I guess.
Have you ever stood on the stage at the Opry?
I have not, but I've stood on the stage of the Ryman.
Which actually was the Opry before the Opry, so that's even better. How was that?
It was absolutely crazy. Kelsey Ballerini, which is a huge influence of mine. Yeah, I met her a few years ago through Bobby Bones. I was at one of his shows, and he knew that I sang, so...
This is why we're friends, because we have all the same peeps.
I love that. But he pulled me up on stage to sing Shake It Off with Kelsey. And then throughout the years, I started listening to her music a lot and coming to a lot of her shows, and she would pull me up on stage. She pulled me up at the ACMs, like on one of the side stages for about 3,000 people, and we sang Yeah Boy, which was absolutely crazy. Like, I had two of my friends were there because it was the ACMs that were in Texas. So we were allowed to go because it wasn't in Vegas. And they were just like, we were all on cloud nine for like 3 weeks. But February 14th of this year was her Valentine's Day show with the Ryman, and we had gotten second row tickets, which was absolutely crazy. And apparently she had seen me in the crowd, and she was going to pull me up, and she did, and we sang Dibs, and it was absolutely crazy.
That is, I mean, yeah, I don't know a lot of seasoned veterans that can say that, and here you are at 14 years old getting pulled up on stage on the Ryman.
It was like incredible. I can't even like think about it now. I couldn't see anything, I couldn't hear anything, but
You're like, but I'm here.
I just sang my heart out, and just like in Texas, my adrenaline was going for like 3 weeks. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh, I bet. And when we talk about people like Bobby Bones and Kelsey Ballerini, what I love about Nashville, and I know you do too, is that it seems like everybody's always doing a charity. Everybody has benefits. Everybody's always raising money and helping out their neighbor. And you, Miss Little Entrepreneur, you have started your own, right?
I have. I wrote a song called "The Best Day Ever" a few years ago, and at such a young age, I'm like, it's crazy to think about like what my mind was going through back then. But at such a young age, I wrote the song, and after I wrote it, I was like, I love this song. Mom, Dad, for my 12th birthday, I want to make a music video, and we did. And I got my friends involved, and it was absolutely incredible. And when we got the music video back, just like thinking back, I was like, that was the best day ever. And I want others to have the same, not necessarily opportunities, like to go out and make a music video. I mean, I'm not sure that that's their dream, but I want them to have the best day ever, where it's a day about them, and they can go out and have fun. So I've been raising money, and we do stuff like going to the mall and picking out stuff to open for Christmas and gift cards, and I go to shows and I make profit from it, but I also donate a portion of it to my Best Day Ever Foundation, and I hope to keep doing that in the further years.
Well, kudos to you. So when you think about the further years and you look on down the road, what is it that you want to get to with your career? Like, where do you want to go from here?
I always think that in my mind, I want to be in music. Not necessarily if I get 10 number one hits, but I want to be singing, even if it's a music teacher, even if it's a songwriter. I want to inspire others to, just like I was inspired.
Would you ever go into the business side of it, or do you always want to stay on the performer side?
I feel like I've never been asked that question. I feel like I would want to.
And I say that because a lot of people switch, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at Jamie O'Neal, who had hits in the early 2000s, well, now she actually produces and manages and coaches. And so a lot of people that actually start out as artists end up kind of going to the other side. So I'm just always curious as to if you think that far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it, I think I would really like to be on the performer side, because I do like the rush that I get on stage and coming off of stage, and it really, it's that for me. It's amazing.
Do you co-write? You said since you're a member of the PCG, do you get to co-write with a lot of hit songwriters that you can pick up kind of their secrets, so to speak?
I love to co-write. That's pretty much all I do in Nashville, other than meetings and stuff like that. When I write a song, I really like to connect, and I like to know what they think about the stuff that I bring in, and then we bounce around ideas, and I just think that's generally so cool, just knowing that you can walk into somewhere and come out with a song.
Okay. Any artist or any writers that you have not shared a stage with that you either are dying to share a stage with or dying to record or write with, or all of the above? Reba. I knew we were friends for a reason. That's my girl. Oh my gosh, we could have a whole separate conversation about that later. Yes.
I love Reba 100%. I've watched every single like episode of Reba the series. I've heard every song. I know every song. It's amazing.
Have you seen her in concert?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, well next time she has a show.
Well, actually, I saw her at the ACM Honors last year, which I'm going to tomorrow night. Very excited about. And I was 3 feet away from her at the Opry. Oh, I saw her at the Opry. Oh.
The one, her anniversary, the anniversary one? The one that
Yes.
she just did? Okay.
Yes.
Well, not just did, but a few months ago did.
And we got the backstage passes and like hopes to like just see somebody walk by, and she just walks by, and I just started pouring crying. I was like, ah! It's like Reba. Anyways, it was
It was a fangirl moment. You have to have I don't care how long you've been in this business. Like, you have to have fangirl moments, you know.
that was definitely one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's important. It's all worth it. Y'all check out Miss Abby Stevens, and we will see y'all later.